What if I told you the single most important invention in human history wasn't the wheel, wasn't electricity, wasn't even language? It was fire, but not for the reason you think. Because fire didn't just keep us warm, it literally rebuilt our brains. And without it, you wouldn't be here to watch this video. So let's go back, way back. 2 million years ago. No fire, no cooking, no kitchen, just raw food. Every single day. Your ancestor, let's call him Ugg, wakes up. He eats raw meat, tough roots, hard seeds. And here's the thing. Nobody tells you. Chewing raw food took hours. Studies show that chimpanzees spend up to 6 hours a day just chewing. 6 hours of just jaw work. Now think about that. If you spend 6 hours chewing, that's 6 hours you're not hunting, not thinking, not inventing, not talking. You're just chewing. But here's where it gets wild. One day, and we don't know exactly when, something fell into a fire. A piece of meat, a root, whatever it was. It didn't burn up. It didn't get ruined. It got better. Softer, easier to chew. And this is the part that changed everything. It gave more energy. Okay, so here's the science, and this is where it gets really interesting. Your brain is the most expensive organ in your body. It's only 2% of your body weight, but it burns 20% of your energy. 20%. That's a massive cost. Now, on a raw food diet, your body barely gets enough energy to survive. There's nothing left over for a big brain. It's like trying to run a gaming PC on a phone battery. It doesn't work. But cooking changes the math. Cooked food is pre-digested. The heat breaks down proteins and starches before they even enter your mouth. So your body spends less energy chewing and digesting and has more energy left over. And where does that extra energy go? The brain? Over hundreds of thousands of years, human brains grew from about 400 cubic centimeters, roughly the size of a chimpanzee's, to 1,400 cubic centimeters. That's more than tripled. And here's the crazy part. This wasn't instant. It took about 1.5 million years, but in evolutionary terms, that's fast. That's really fast. The leading theory, called the cooking hypothesis, first proposed by Richard Wrangham of Harvard, says that cooking is the reason humans developed large brains. Not tools, not language. Cooking. Think about that for a second. The thing you do every day without thinking, heating up food, is the thing that made you capable of thinking at all. But cooking didn't just change our biology. It changed everything else. See, before cooking, eating was a solo activity. You find food, you chew it, you move on. There was no reason to sit together, but cooking takes time. You have to tend the fire, wait for the food to cook. And while you're sitting there, you talk. This is where language was born. Not in classrooms, not in libraries, around a fire. Anthropologists believe that the cooking fire was humanity's first gathering place. The first place where early humans sat together, shared food, and, critically, shared information. Who saw the herd go? Where the good berries are? How to avoid the predator near the river? Stories, plans, jokes, gossip. The fire was basically the first internet. But here's something even deeper. Cooking created time. Remember, raw food meant 6 hours of chewing. Cooking cut that down dramatically. Suddenly, humans had free time. Hours of it. And what do you do with free time? You think, you invent, you create. Tool-making improved. Art appeared, music, culture, all because someone dropped food in a fire 1 million years earlier. And this is where the story connects to something you use every single day. Because that first cooking fire was the beginning of something much bigger. Something that leads all the way to the device you're watching this on right now. But to understand how, we have to look at what happened next. So let's connect the dots. Cooking leads to more energy, leads to bigger brains. Bigger brains leads to better thinking, leads to better tools. Better tools leads to better hunting, leads to more food, leads to more cooking. It's a feedback loop. Each step feeds the next. And from that loop, everything followed. Language. Because sitting around a fire gave us reason to communicate. Agriculture. Because once you understand how heat transforms food, you start understanding how to transform other things, like seeds. Technology. Because bigger brains invent better tools, which solve bigger problems, which need even bigger brains. Every single thing you see around you right now, the screen, the chair, the building you're in, can be traced back to one moment. An early human standing near a fire and realizing that heat changes food. Not the wheel, not writing, not electricity, cooking. Without it, we'd still be out there. 6 hours a day, just chewing. So the next time you cook something, even if it's just throwing something in the microwave, remember, you're not just making a meal. You're participating in a tradition that started nearly 2 million years ago, a tradition that built your brain, that created language, that made human civilization possible. Cooking didn't just feed us. It created us. And if that didn't blow your mind, I don't know what will. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button and subscribe. Because next time, I'm diving into another moment in human history that changed everything. Drop a comment below. What do you think was the second most important discovery in human history? I read every single one. See you next time.